Hi Taurus and Taurus rising, welcome to your reading for Pluto's shift into Aquarius. So I have an oracle deck and some tarot cards here that I will be using to do a little reading for you shortly, but I just want to do an overview of the energies that you have been dealing with and will be dealing with first of all. So again, the messages are for Taurus and Taurus rising. There's a link in the description box if you need it to generate your own birth chart, but we're going to get into it. So with Pluto, so you may already know with Pluto, Pluto is an energy that speaks of transformation, change, power. Pluto's energy basically breaks things down, strips them back, and it goes beneath the surface so that we can identify where change is needed, where we need to let go. We can then purge, regenerate, and hopefully get our power back by the end of things. Pluto was in Capricorn for 16 years previously. And during that period of time, it would have shown us where there's misuse or abuse of power in our personal lives and, personal lives, whether that's work, relationships, family, friendships, whatever. And it's shown up in the world as well. Obviously, with all the stuff that's going on, it's pretty obvious. It's shown us the shadow side of financial systems, the government, authority figures, patriarchal structures, because Capricorn is the father, isn't it? Father energy. So this may have been that you had things come up with your relationship with your own father or father figures, and it's shown up in the world too. Pluto basically shows us where transformation is needed, where there's inequity of power and resources. And it's in Aquarius now officially for the next 20 years, give or take. And with Aquarius, Aquarius is a progressive and liberated energy. So Aquarius wants equality, freedom, liberation for everyone. Pluto's going to show us, and it probably has already started to, where we've been disempowered and where and how we can take our power back. Aquarius's energy pushes the boundaries of what we think is possible. So we've seen it happening with AI. Who would have ever thought? This can also apply to our spirituality, how we connect with each other collectively and as a community, with higher consciousness as well. So I've said it for the last couple of readings now that for all we know, telepathy, it's possible already, and I can say that from personal experience, but it might be even more, we might use it even more, to be honest. And then obviously Aquarius is connected to friendship and community. So I have a strong feeling, and I'm seeing it happen anyway, that our friendships may get tested a lot more, where we start to see the cracks, the shadows, whatever it is we're not happy with, even if it's things that we were perfectly fine with before. We're like, actually, you know what, I don't like that. And then you can either transform the situation, repair it, heal it, or you decide, you know what, no, I need a new friends or whatever, and you let go altogether. It's your choice, isn't it? But for Taurus and Taurus rising very specifically, when Pluto was in Capricorn, it was in your ninth house. So it was in your ninth house for the last 16 years. So the ninth house, it's Sagittarius energy, and that is, you would have seen changes, transformation, or power imbalances, or identifying power imbalances in terms of your spirituality, religion, morals, beliefs. There may have been changes around higher learning and education. You might have been to university or something, or studied something. Teaching is involved here. You may have become a teacher of any kind, whether it's in an official institution or you've set your own course up or you do tutoring. There's travel here, philosophy. And for me, travel can be literal physical travel to places, or travel and philosophy are connected for me in terms of traveling in the mind, exploring the mind. So that's connected too. So your philosophies may have changed. Now that Taurus, now that Pluto is in Aquarius, it's in your 10th house. So it'll be in your 10th house for the next 20 years. And the 10th house is Capricorn energy. So Capricorn energy is connected to career, life goals, your public image, your relationship with authority and authority figures, and again, that father energy as well. So you may notice changes there. Things may change a lot there. You may recognize imbalances of power there in all of those issues. So we are now going to get into the cards. That was a brief overview. I think that was probably the briefest overview. And I just want to ask the cards, what does Taurus and Taurus rising need to know as you move forward with Pluto now in Aquarius and being in your 10th house? So what I feel like saying specifically for you, with that whole Aquarius theory with Aquarius of anything being possible, pushing the boundaries, specifically for your career and even your public image. Yeah, there's something else coming in as well. There may be things happening that you never would have thought possible, or because it's in an innovative energy as well, Aquarius is. So you may work in ways that you never thought you would, or achieve things that you never thought you would, or be viewed publicly in a way that you never thought you would. I really feel like someone might be a rebel, actually. Cancerians got this, actually, the rebel card. And I kind of feel it for you, where it says that relationship with, we speak of your relationship with authority figures. You might do something a bit rebellious in connection to authority, possibly. I'm not sure what that is. I feel like I can see someone giving their boss the middle finger for some reason. So I don't know if someone's got an issue with their boss or will do in the future, but it's giving a bit of rebellious energy like that. So for Taurus and Taurus rising, what do we need to know? Almost wanted to come out then. Try again. What do we need to know for Taurus and Taurus rising? What do we need to know for Taurus and Taurus rising? Nothing wants to come out. It's a bit like, it feels like someone holding back, like you kind of, that rebel energy is coming in. It's almost like, what's on the bottom? Okay, faith. It's almost like you want to do something, but you're not sure. You don't know if it's the right thing, but let's see. Taurus, what's going on? There's some kind of reluctance here, Taurus. Why? Well, Taurus and Taurus rising. The cards... Okay, just seeing what's on the bottom. The cards don't want to come out. You're the first signs that this has happened. For the others, it just sort of flew out really fast. Okay. Taurus and... There we go. Oh, there. Now it's aggressive. Oh, okay. Interesting. Right, you have the card. I said it was it felt like reluctance if you didn't know it was the right thing, and then you get the seduction card. If somebody's trying to seduce you, you might not feel it's necessarily the right thing. Seduction, allure, desire, manipulation. Yeah, I see why you'd be reluctant. So it may not be, it can be for some a specific person that tries to seduce you, but it doesn't have to be relationship related. It can even be a situation is very seductive. Or people are trying to influence you to do something or manipulate you in some way, or a company is doing that to you, and yeah, there is some uncertainty there. But you may even be the person who's seductive, to be frank. Okay, so this is oh wow, okay, yeah, I get this. Another message I'm getting from this, so if it's not someone trying to, or a situation trying to seduce you to do something and you're not sure if it's quite right. I've had a conversation with someone recently, and we were kind of speaking of the concept of, with manifestation, I think I was saying something along the lines of, that I've noticed that all these people in the world that we see as doing really bad things, they seem happy and they seem to get what they want. Not everybody, but some of them. And it's like, how is that even possible? You know, because we speak of karma and all sorts of things, and being bad shouldn't pay and whatever. But seeing like a quote not too long ago about authenticity being the highest vibration, I was saying maybe because even though what these people are doing is bad, in our eyes it's bad, and it is bad if they're like murdering people and stuff like that, for them, they feel justified in what they're doing. So they're being authentic to themselves. Even though we're like, that's evil, for them, that's authentic to them. They're like quite happy to kill people and whatever, or steal, or whatever it is they're doing that's bad, and harming other people, but it's authentic to them. So for them, in a weird way, that's an authentic vibration for them, so they're able to get what they want. And I did give a specific example. There was something that happened in my life with someone, and I was like, I don't know how they could do that, but at the end of it, they got exactly what they wanted, but they were happy to do something really horrible to get it, and they got it anyway. So it's bringing that to mind about this seduction. And the person said to me, when we speak of being ruthless, we always think of it in the bad sense, but if you make it a neutral term, if you think of it in a very neutral sense, being ruthless is about just doing what it takes to get what you want, before you attach the things that you would actually do to it to get it. So it's making me think of that ruthless energy. And obviously not all of us want to harm people and do horrible things, but it did make me think of redefining the term ruthless, that it doesn't necessarily have to be about doing bad things. I know typically that's the meaning, and like if you look it up in the dictionary, it usually says it's a bad thing. But when you think of it in more neutral terms, it's what are you willing to do to get what you want? And that comes to mind with that seduction card here. Let me get a tarot card for you. And that would be connected to the Three of Swords is on the bottom of the deck, actually. So there might be something you want to do and you fear someone will get hurt, or it just goes against your morals or something to get what you want. The 10th house, one of the shadow sides of that Capricorn energy is being ruthless. It's one of the things I've read about it is saying that shadow side of Capricorn would be willing to sort of sleep their way to get to the top of a company. That's not saying all Capricorns do that or all Capricorns are bad or anything like that. It's just something I've read. And Capricorn is laser sharp, has laser sharp focus. And when they have goals, they're relentless in getting their goals. So if you're in 10th house energy, then you could be taking on some of that ruthlessness. And again, I don't say in terms of necessarily being a bad person or doing bad things, just when you take it as a neutral term, as being willing to do a lot or whatever it takes to get what you want. So again, let's go to that seduction. Oh, I wasn't going to take those until I saw the devil, and then I thought, yeah, that makes sense, because the devil can connect to seduction, can't it, really? Ooh, okay. Wow. Yeah, basically what I just said. That's all I'll say after seeing these cards. So you've got the Queen of Wands. I don't know if this will show up the way it is for me on the table. It's hard to tell. I can't tell if it's going to show up the way I'll show it anyway. Queen of Wands, the High Priestess, the Strength card, and the Devil card. It looks like that root needing to be more ruthless. And again, I'm not promoting harming people or doing bad things. You know, use your own discernment and be sensible about it, I think is something I need to say. Because if you're sitting there thinking, should I rob a bank to be rich? Then I'm not going to encourage you to rob a bank. And I don't need to go to that extreme. But it is telling me that you probably do need to be a little bit more, I don't know what the right word is, ruthless is all I can think of, but in that more neutral sense of the term, what are you willing to do to get what you want? You've got the Queen of Wands here. She won't let anything stop her from going after what she wants, will she? I'm not saying she'll stomp all over people, but she'll do whatever it takes. The High Priestess, she's looking to, I mean, the Queen of Wands is intuitive anyway, but she looks to her intuition to guide her inner knowing of this is what I need to do to get what I want, to achieve what I want. You've got the Strength card, which is the courage to have it. That's having the courage, and the Devil. This is going to be your judgment. What's on the bottom of the devil? Oh, wow. Look at that. Ace of Swords. That Devil card is going to be your discernment, where you will be deciding, is it a step too far or not? That's what that feels like to me. Having the courage to be bold and brazen and do what it takes, but then using your better judgment to say, okay, is that too far? So again, the Seduction card, again, it can be someone trying to manipulate or lure you into something, and you're using your judgment to stand up against that and decide if it's going to be, or it could even be, A, you use your judgment to shut it down and say absolutely not, or B, you switch it up on them and you out manipulate them. If they're trying to manipulate you, you might be thinking, right, how can I make this work for my benefit? That sounds really, that sounds a bit, doesn't sound good, but it's not all bad. It's not all bad. And then, as I say again, it could be that you're the one who's becoming a bit more seductive in terms of doing a lot more than you previously would have to get what you want. But use that judgment, because I'm sure, I mean, for me, the Ace of Swords can come up as integrity a lot of the time. So I'm sure, hopefully, you wouldn't want to push it too far. You wouldn't want to push the boundaries too far, and you'll do what it takes, but you don't want to harm people and do horrible things. And, you know, that was an interesting read, Taurus. I think that's the most fascinating one so far, to be honest with you. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it there for you. Again, go to the description box if you want to generate your own birth chart, if you want a personal reading, or if you want to see the daily tarot readings that I've been doing. But I'll be back for the in-depth December monthly readings very soon. And until I see you again, take care.